What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year's. Gavin Clements here, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm inside of my 2002 Lexus IS300. Now, what am I doing inside of my Lexus IS300? Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm making a tutorial video for you on how to remove your gauge cluster for this car. Now, there's a few people that have done a video like this on YouTube, but the reason I'm doing it is because I don't think that their videos, no offense to them, are descriptive enough. And I found a hard time sometimes watching a few of them, but I did find the right one for me. So now I'm going to help find the right one for anybody else who might have an IS300. Now, we're going to be removing the gauge cluster. We're not going to be removing anything else. We're just going to be taking off the gauge cluster and a little trim piece that's around it. But it's a really simple process, and I think a dummy can do it because I'm a dummy and I've got a screwdriver and I'm doing it. So we're just gonna get right into it. And also today, don't look at this. I'm in the process of having a new head unit put in, and I need a wiring harness from eBay, and it should be here Monday. By the time you guys are seeing this, it is Friday, January 1st, 2021. 2020 is over, thank you, Lord. But I'm not gonna keep you guys here very long. Let's get into it. Okay, so looking at the gauge cluster right here, the reason I am taking it out is because I'm getting new lights for it, and let me show y'all real quick. The current lights that are in it are a nasty little amber orange, and you can especially see that right there in that screen. Ignore how many miles I have on my car. Dang, it's gone up. It's pretty rough. But that's basically what we're going to be doing. We're going to be pulling out this gauge cluster so I can get to the 5 light bulbs in the back, and we're going to make it look all pretty and all kinds of stuff. So let me clean off my camera, and we'll get right back with the tutorial. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need to take everything out of your gauge cluster is a Phillips head screwdriver. It is the screwdriver that has this bit at the end. It's got all of this, and your screws have they're like little plus signs. Where are they? There's one right there. And it's deep up in there, and you got to reach around it. So the way that this part comes out is there is a screw here and a screw here, and if you come back here underneath the ignition, there is a screw here. There's 3, and then this little panel piece right here will lift out, exposing the wiring harness for your dimmer switch, which also has to be removed. So let's get into it. Okay, so now once you've got the screws loose, you can just pry that off from the top, just like that. But now, over here, you have a wiring harness for your dimmer switch. Is this little guy right back here. So you pull down from the bottom. This is a two-handed job, so I'm going to put my phone up here real quick. This is a little bit of an awkward angle. This might take me a little bit so I can figure out the angle to get it from. So I will be right back. Okay, so now you should have this piece out. So the best way that I figured out how to get this piece out, let's set it right there. So the best way that I could figure out to do this was, you see this little guy, that's your dimmer. Yeah, he's a bit of a booger bear to get. So what I did is I pulled the thing off the top like that, and you scoot it to one side, and you open your driver's door, and you lean it out the window, and then you grab the dimmer switch, and then you grab the plastic panel, and you pull really hard, and you get them apart. So that's actually a bigger pain in the butt than it needs to be. But there you go. There's your little piece. There's your dimmer switch. Now, on to the last bit of getting this gauge cluster out. There's a screw right here, and then there are 2 screws right there and right there. These are really easy to get. They're the same Phillips head. You don't need to change a screwdriver. Except with me, I actually did change a screwdriver because the little nubby one that I had was not working for me very well. Also, if you're parked close to another vehicle like I was, be sure to back your car out because you don't want to accidentally fling open the door out of frustration and ding the other vehicle, because it's really tempting to do with some of these screws. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back with removing the gauge cluster. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now that you are done removing these screws, now you can grab the gauge cluster itself and pull it out. But don't pull too hard, because remember, you do have 2 wiring harnesses back here connecting your tachometer and your tachometer and your speedometer. So that's basically it. We're gonna get these wiring harnesses undone. So if you pull this out right here, they're back there. And these are probably going to be super hard to get to. So I'm gonna want to not live anymore after doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and get it done, quit rambling about it. But also, one more thing. Be sure to make sure your car is off whenever this is going on. I don't think anything would mess up by having your car on, but just to be on the safe side, make sure your car is back parked to where you had it or where you wanted it before you go ahead and do this. So let's get crack-a-lackin'. Hopefully the next time you guys see me, I will have a Lexus IS300 gauge cluster in my hands. Okay, these two wiring harnesses actually aren't that bad to get at. That took me no time at all. There's a little clip that you pull up here, and you just, bah, and it yanks out. It's kind of hard, but there's my gauge cluster. It's pretty dirty. It needs a clean. But basically, guys, I'm going to show y'all real quick the light bulbs that you replace. So you've got this guy right here. That's a light bulb. It just screws out. That's a light bulb right there. And that's a light bulb. That's a light bulb. And these two big fellas right here are light bulbs. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's basically all you need to know to taking out the gauge cluster of your Lexus IS300. It's not that hard. It's actually a really simple thing to do as long as you have a brain, a Phillips screwdriver, and just the common knowledge of the how to unplug a wiring harness. But yes, ignore these little guys right here. These are all of your different engine warning lights. These are your like your fuel light, your check engine lights over here. Don't ask how I know that. But basically, that's all you need to know to pulling out the gauge cluster. And just remember, it's this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's a really simple thing to do. I really think you guys should have no trouble doing that. And yeah, so guys, if you did enjoy this little how-to video, be sure to leave a fat thumbs up. And if you guys want to see more content with the IS, then definitely be sure to let me know. I've already been kind of working on this. Of course, I've done the seat install, and I've done some JDM floor mats in here, and it all looks really good. My back seat's a bit of a mess, and don't worry, guys, I will be showing you how to take out and put in, well, not take out, because I've already took out the head unit, but I will definitely be showing you the process that, maybe not the process, but I'll definitely be showing you the finished product of this because it looks really good. And then I will definitely be showing you the finished product of this. Guys, this is a really simple tutorial, and it's actually a really fun thing to do to get you started working on your own vehicle. And I highly suggest that if you have a vehicle and you can do any sort of interior mods, such as changing the color of your gauge cluster, get hands-on. Go out and do it. It's really easy, and I promise anybody can do this. It's not hard at all. I believe in you guys. I hope you all fantastic 2021, and of course, I will see you guys later. Keep moving forward.